For so many years, scientists couldn't understand what truly works for arthritis and chronic joint pains in adults, or why our forefathers, who have passed away many years ago, remained active, sharp, and energetic even in their 90s. But not anymore, because researchers from top universities and institutes are now saying we might have a shot at gaining total recovery from arthritis and joint pains at any age. A shot at eliminating the constant stabbing pains, stiffness, and inflammation in the hips, knee, fingers, back, neck, and every other part of the body. Mind you, these are not ordinary universities and institutes. We are talking about top institutes like the American College of Rheumatology, University Hospital, Nijmegen in the Netherlands, and Ghent University of Belgium, among several others. Listen, a doctor might have told you there's really nothing you can do about the chronic pains that comes with arthritis, that you have to learn to manage your way through the pain, and you would have to take ibuprofen, diclofenac, glucosamine, and other pain relief pills for the rest of your life. Even though these pills hide the pain for a few hours before they come back again stronger, leaving you frustrated and keeping you from enjoying alone time with your loved ones. New research on the joints and bones in the human body are proving that there's clearly another way. Maybe you've even heard that surgery is the only way to deal with the chronic pain that's making life unbearable. But you are worried about the complications of going under the knife and the huge cost of this procedure. Please, don't give up just yet. Grab a pen and paper and pay attention to this short presentation, because you are about to discover an ancient, all-natural and science-backed flora that provides instant soothing relief from all sorts of chronic joint pains, stiffness, and swelling, be it in the neck, knees, back, hips, fingers, or any other part of the body. This flora targets the root cause of arthritis, flicks off the body's pain, switch and helps to rebuild a healthy and strong joint like you had in your 30s again, without any of the side effects of the pills you're currently on. And you're going to see how all of that works in this presentation. I understand that this might sound like a very big claim, but there is more than enough evidence to back it up. This flora has been subjected to more than 37 different experiments and clinical trials, and all of them have found this flora to be very effective for erasing even the most severe cases of osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. And there are over 3,500 Nigerian men and women who have broken free from the life cycle of constant joint pains thanks to this discovery. People like Mr. Tomiwa Kazim, who said he can now sit for hours without getting stiff after adding this flora to his routine. Or Emeka Godswill, who wrote back after using this flora the way you're about to discover and said, "Over the years, I have tried lots of supplements to heal and take away the pain, but never really got the results I was looking for. Before trying your flora, it was very difficult to walk. Going up and down the stairs was almost impossible because of the pain. I am just 3 weeks into this flora method and the pain has greatly reduced, and I get around much easier." Then there's Mrs. Francisca, who got her knee damaged after an accident some years ago. She said she has been on painkillers, balms, creams, knee support, and more after that incident, but the pain was getting more intense by the day. Then she heard about this flora, tried it, and said, "This is the first time I've experienced true relief in my years of struggle. There are no headaches, flare-ups, or any side effects." And there's also retired customs officer Banji, who said, "This flora has changed my life. I can walk for a mile without even thinking about the pain. I no longer dread waking up to pain because it's not there. Even my doctor asked me to share your video with him." If you're a little bit curious, this flora works by targeting the root cause of arthritis itself, a group of toxic proteins that attacks your joints day and night without your knowledge. This flora stops this process, turns off your pain switch, and equips your joint to rebuild healthy cartilages again. And that explains why it has been doing miracles for virtually everyone who tries it, from elderly people in their late 80s, to younger people in their mid-30s, people whose arthritis was caused by an accident from way back, as much as people who develop arthritis as an adult disease. It eliminates the nagging joint pains all around the body in both genders, no matter how long they have had the disease. And virtually not any doctor you know of is talking about it. I'll tell you why in the next few minutes. But first, I want you to take a moment to imagine what your life would look like when those chronic pains are all gone. You'll be able to bend over with no backache, climb stairs with no knee discomfort, and open bottles without hand, wrist, finger, elbow, or shoulder pains. No more huffing and puffing to get out of bed each morning. No more stabbing pains trying to button your shirt or do any task. You start sleeping like a baby with no nighttime pain, no headaches, while you wake up each morning with more energy and happiness. In this short presentation, you're going to see why you have been throwing so much money into arthritis drugs, but the pain just won't go. Hint, it's because none of these fixes targets the disease at its root. But that's not all. You're going to discover what this group of toxic protein is. You're going to see how you've been secretly damaging your heart, your kidney, and your liver every time you pop paracetamol or any other painkiller for that matter. This is a dirty secret the big arthritis industries praise that you'll never find out. I'm even going to reveal some so-called healthy foods that put your joints under constant torture day in, day out, making them very weak, stiff, painful, and even worsening your arthritis. You'll see all the researches with your own eyes. All the evidence from top universities and research institutes across the world. Now, let me warn you. Some of the things you will hear in this presentation might not sit well with you, but I will implore you to keep an open mind as I share undeniable evidence backing up everything I say. It's all for your own good. So if you're tired of living in pains that just wouldn't go no matter how hard you try, shut down all the distractions, plug in your earphones, and pay critical attention to the rest of this presentation. Hi, my name is Tunde Balogun, and I have a pretty embarrassing story to share with you right now. It was on a sunny Wednesday afternoon. The reps from the Board of Education came for their regular inspection to see how we were treating the students. It was my duty as a principal to ensure all the teachers were on their A game because I just had to make them happy. I played my role just fine that day, and the reps were happy with the standards in the school. The reps from the Board of Education had just finished their speech with the students, and it was time for me to round up their discussion and let the students back into their classes. That was when everything came crashing down. As I tried to stand up from the chair I sat in, I felt an instant stabbing pain and a sharp lock in my left knee. And oh God, before I knew anything, I fell to the ground like a sack of potatoes with a big bang so loud that you would have thought I died immediately if you were there. Live on camera. You know what kids are like. They laughed so hard that even the teachers couldn't help but join them. I felt like I wanted to give up and just die. The shame, the embarrassment, the fear that this event will never be forgotten because it was taped on camera. The teachers helped me up and took control of the situation immediately, but the deed was done. That ugly incident became the talk of the school for that whole term. I even walked in on teachers laughing at the situation a couple of times. Now, I don't know if this has ever happened to you before, but falling like a kid on camera in front of 800 plus teenage students is one of the most embarrassing events that could happen to you in your lifetime. And that was the time I knew I had to change and do it fast. It was just about 5 years ago when my joint problem started. The pain would disappear for a while and come back again like it never left, sometimes even stronger. And that wasn't even the worst part. You have probably heard arthritis is something you would have to live with forever. And the best you can do is to manage it with drugs that cause headaches, made me vomit, and a bunch of other side effects. Or raw pain relief creams and gels that burn your joints so hard but only give you at most a few hours of relief. Of course, there are also arthritis gloves, compression socks, and bracelets that just don't do anything to make your joints any better. The pain started as something very small that you probably thought was nothing, and now it seems to be increasing every day. You can barely sleep at night, but it doesn't stop there. Because you also wake up each morning with stabbing pains that makes life very tough. Sure, there's the physical aspect of dealing with the pain, but the emotional and mental torture is even greater. I don't think we'd have to talk about the shame that your sexual life has probably been squashed by your stiff joints, or the guilt that you can't spend time with your family because your joints feel like they are nailed together. Opening something as simple as an ordinary bottle is not an easy task anymore with arthritis. What about the inability to focus and get any work done during the day? The list is endless. Arthritis is a big thief of happiness and independence by all definitions. You have probably heard that you should exercise more. But exactly how are you supposed to exercise more when your joints won't even allow you to walk? Over the next few months, I tried every solution I heard about. I read everything I could find about joint pain and arthritis, but the story remains the same. The pain goes today and comes back tomorrow, even stronger. And the same advice keeps cropping up over and over again. Joint pains are just a normal part of old age. There's nothing you can do about it outside surgeries. But I wasn't satisfied, and that's when I came across a genius revelation that could help you regrow new, healthy, and pain-free joints like you had in your 30s again. Are you still with me? Now, after complaining to several people about my arthritis, I finally met him through a colleague I had lost contact with since the university. Who is he, you might be wondering? His name is Dr. Amar. Dr. Amar is an Indian-based certified orthopedist and nutritional specialist. He spent his life learning how the bones, joints, and the body works. He takes a very unique approach that very few modern doctors know about to help people who have mild and severe cases of osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and other forms of arthritis deal with the disease. While most doctors you meet will give you a list of painkillers, creams, gloves, and bracelets to use, or ask you to come for a needle insertion in your joints every other month, or flat out tell you to schedule a surgery that usually don't change anything in the first 3 trials, Dr. Amar takes a radically new approach. He focuses on using what we eat to help our body heal and regrow new joints again, while the other doctors focus on just hiding the pain with painkillers. And as you're about to see, what we eat is exactly the root cause of arthritis. Not old age, lack of exercise, genetics, being overweight, or any of the woo-woo stuff you've heard. Surely, these factors contribute, but none of them causes arthritis. Wait, are you still with me? Cool. Now, let's get into the real cause of arthritis. Why your joints swell up, feel stuck together, and hurt so much, and the root cause of arthritis. See, the real cause of arthritis is the damage to a special fluid in the joints. The fluid that is responsible for feeding and keeping the cartilages in good shape. It sounds a bit confusing, I know. Let's break things down. See this image? That's the basic structure of every joint in our body. 2 bones are held in place at every joint, and there's the cartilage in between the bones to help them move freely. It's just like how grease does to 2 metals. You can also think of the cartilage as foam that soaks up water when the joint is at rest and squeezes it out when you move that joint. All of this means that without the cartilages, the bones will grind on each other, generate a lot of heat, stick together, and make moving that joint almost impossible. This is what doctors refer to as a bone on bone. Make sense? Good. Now let's take a step back and look at where the cartilage gets its food. The cartilage gets food, water, and every other nutrient from the special fluid I talked about earlier, the synovial fluid. The synovial fluid is like a life support for the cartilages. The synovial fluid is also the defense mechanism for the cartilages. It prevents toxins we come across from entering the body and damaging the cartilages. If you're still with me, that's great. You agree it's quite straightforward that any successful attack to the synovial fluid will cut the cartilages off their food supply and starve them to death. Plain and simple. So when the cartilages start dying off, wear and tear start to happen because the bones will be rubbing against one another, and before you know it, you are living a life of constant pains. That particular joint might also get swollen because the cartilages can't pass out waste products again. Now here's where everything comes together. As we get older, the body naturally starts producing less and less of the synovial fluid. This explains why arthritis and joint problems are more common among older people. But what's interesting is that old age is not the biggest threat to the synovial fluid. Not at all. Think about it. How come our forefathers were able to live well past 100 with strong bones at those ages? Listen, the biggest threat to this special fluid is what we put in our bodies as food every day. Most of the so-called good foods we eat today contain a group of toxins called inflammatory proteins. If you have eaten anything before watching this presentation, I am sure you have consumed one or more of these proteins. These inflammatory proteins are in virtually everything we eat today, especially with our increased dependency on processed foods. The two most common ones are CRP and IL-6. These proteins are useful in the body when they are at normal levels, but they become poisonous and attack this special fluid when their levels rise above normal. Remember that the synovial fluid is like soldiers for the cartilages. These toxic proteins stop the body from making the synovial fluid, and the cartilages are left to starve. And that's when the pain starts. The burning sensation, the stiffened joints, and every other thing you're going through right now because of arthritis. Now you might be thinking, let's just eliminate these foods that attack our synovial fluids. I wish it was that easy, but it's just impossible to avoid them totally. Take for instance, milk is good for you, right? But did you know that milk, cheese, and yogurt contain casein, which triggers inflammation? In fact, let me just flash a list of foods that can trigger inflammation and attack the joint on your screen right now. Cakes, breads, red meat, trans fat, omega, instant rice, plantain and potato chips, white bread, pizza, fried food, processed food, and so many more. That long list is not even all. So do you now see what I mean when I say it's not possible to avoid these foods? Unless we probably go back to the 1950s before we got started eating most of these foods. So what then is the solution? The only true solution is to find a way to prevent these inflammatory proteins from damaging our dear synovial fluid. And the easiest way to fight off these proteins naturally is through anti-inflammatory exotic plants and florals. Florals that contain phytonutrients capable of stopping these inflammatory proteins from attacking our joints. To keep things simple, eating bad inflammatory proteins damages the synovial fluid and causes arthritis and joint pains. Cancel out bad proteins with anti-inflammatory phytonutrients will stop damage to the synovial fluid and restore strong joints again. Can you see how simple it is? Just strike out the effect of the inflammatory proteins with anti-inflammatory phytonutrients and our bodies can start producing synovial fluid normally again. A normal level of synovial fluid that can help you regrow new cartilages and say goodbye to arthritis forever. If the solution is that simple, why then hasn't anyone done something about this before? This is where the hefty $58 billion with a big B comes into place. They are working so hard to ensure that no one releases anything that can fix the root cause of arthritis to the public, because that will cause a big loss to their bottom line. It's just classic business. The same reason why diabetes, hypertension, and other chronic diseases don't have solutions yet is why no one is putting out a once and for all solution for arthritis. These health issues are big money makers. In fact, arthritis will increase as the population grows and ages. That's how the map of the growth of arthritis over the years. More people suffering from arthritis means more money for these big pharmaceuticals. They want everyone to keep buying from them forever. I know that is quite disgusting to hear, but they don't even stop there. These mega companies are going as far as bribing doctors to push you pills that you don't need. They are sponsoring medical researches and cutting out useful information about arthritis before they get out to the public. This explains why even good doctors who are honest don't know what truly works for arthritis. Now, do you see why your doctor has been changing your prescription over the years? He simply doesn't have access to the true findings from research showing that arthritis is not a life sentence. Because the big dogs are hiding them. But I'm happy to announce that all of that madness ends today, because you now have the power to stand up for yourself and take back your life from arthritis, so you can heal your painful joints, erase the ugly swollen joints, free up your joints, regain your independence, and start living the life of a free man and woman again. Like I said earlier, all you have to do is add anti-inflammatory phytonutrients that can help you cancel out the effect of these inflammatory proteins. And that's where the work of Dr. Amar comes in. He comes from a small jungle-like tribe in India, where men and women in their 90s still walk several miles to their farm every day without needing any help. It sounds quite unbelievable. I know, but it's just the truth. With the knowledge of his tribe and extensive background in orthopedics, which is the study of skeletal system, he identified one weird flora that people from his small tribe eat almost every time, and suspected that it could be the reason why they had healthier bones than the rest of the world. But of course, he had to be sure his theory was correct, so he decided to start researching this flora. When he saw the research behind this flora, he was super convinced that this was the reason why men in their 90s still have energy like 30-year-olds. The number of research backing up this flora as nature's own lubricant for the joints is just overwhelming. A team of international researchers that studied the effect of this flora on osteoarthritis reported that 100% of people who used this flora reported a great decrease in their knee pains. Another study in India proved that this flora reduced pain and considerably improved joint function, providing relief in as little as 7 days. Yet, another study found out that it helps to reduce rheumatoid arthritis joint swelling. There are several other researches like this that are all testified that this flora helps in all cases of arthritis. The popular name for this flora is Boswellia. It's a spice that grows mostly in Asia and some parts of Africa. The extract of Boswellia has been used for centuries in Asia and African medicines. Studies have shown that Boswellia helps with all kinds of arthritis, including osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, which are the leading two in the world today. Boswellia helps people unlock years of stiffened joints in only a few uses. Plus, the results are instant and long-lasting too. According to several clinical trials, Boswellia works like a painkiller, but now the pain disappears not for some hours, but almost forever with Boswellia. That's just amazing, right? Now, that's not even the best part, because Boswellia is just one of the joint-supporting floras Dr. Amar discovered in his research. Floras that are on the cutting edge when it comes to helping the body regrow new, healthy, and pain-free cartilages again, so you can heal up that stabbing pain in your joints, and you can go back to your normal life filled with fun activities and passion again. I'm going to share the other floras in just a second, and you are going to see how you can easily enjoy the benefits of every one of them and flush those nagging pains and swelling out of your joints forever, without going for a replacement surgery, going on a grueling exercise, eating shit-tasting food, or working your heart out by exercising all the time. Remember that I told you that inflammatory proteins destroy the synovial fluid and cause death to the cartilages, right? Good, great. These floras neutralizes the effect of these proteins so that no matter what you eat, these inflammatory proteins are not strong enough to cause damage to your joints. Now, you can go back to eating what you want without worries of damaging your synovial fluid. Plus, these floras also equip your body with necessary nutrients to start making healthy synovial fluid again. Numerous scientific research back up the fact that Boswellia contains phytonutrients that can reduce stiffness, pains, and swelling of all kinds of arthritis. And when you combine Boswellia with the phytonutrients from the other floras, arthritis simply stands no chance. Now let me walk you through the rest of the arthritis destroying floras. The next one is tetrahydrocurcumin. You might have heard that curcumin is great for the joints. Maybe your doctor has even prescribed a pill that has curcumin in it to you before. But I can assure you that the curcumin you took is most likely useless in your body, because researchers made an important discovery about how curcumin helps with arthritis and joint pains. They found that curcumin itself is not bioavailable, which means that your body cannot absorb most of the curcumin you take. They found the most bioavailable curcumin is a substance called tetrahydrocurcumin, which can be easily absorbed into the joint and start rebuilding new cartilages right away. But why do you have to gulp down loads of curcumin when you can get tetrahydrocurcumin directly into your body and get faster relief from the pains? It makes a lot of sense, right? That's exactly what Dr. Amar did. And just like Boswellia, the number of research backing up tetrahydrocurcumin as ultimate joint support is overwhelming too. A 2011 study showed that tetrahydrocurcumin was very effective at preventing joint inflammation. Another study just a year before that concluded that tetrahydrocurcumin provided long-term improvement in the pain and function in 100 patients dealing with osteoarthritis, and it's totally safe with no side effects too. Then there's Cissus quadrangularis, or what people from Thailand call the devil's backbone. It is called devil's backbone because of how effective it is at wiping off back pains, neck pains, knee pains, and pains in other parts of the body. Ancient Thailand medicine focused extensively on using the devil's backbone for chronic joint pains in all parts of the body. There are hundreds of research backing that up too. One of them is an 8-week study that found that taking the devil's backbone helped 29 men significantly reduce joint pains with no side effects. Then there's popular vitamin D, which we hardly get enough of. Low levels of vitamin D have been associated with a weaker immune system, which makes it easy for the inflammatory proteins to cause even more critical damage in rheumatoid arthritis. Low levels of vitamin D also reduce your calcium and phosphorus levels. Meanwhile, calcium and phosphorus are two minerals that strengthen the joint and make them firm enough to support your weight. Think about this for a minute. Boswellia helps fight inflammatory proteins, same as tetrahydrocurcumin, Cissus quadrangularis, vitamin D, glucosamine, methyl salicylate, and other phytonutrients you'll hear about today. They have been proven in multiple scientific studies around the world to help people with arthritis. Now think about this. What happens when you combine all of them and use them in quantities that have been proven in several clinical trials? That's the genius of what Dr. Amar worked on. After a lot of study on the diet of his people and the scientific studies backing them up, he researched and combined them into a 2-in-1 arthritis combo. So effective that people likened its effects to a lubricant. A lot of people prefer to call the 2-in-1 arthritis destroyer the perfect lubricant for your joints. This 2-in-1 arthritis combo rejuvenates years of dead cartilages and weakened joints and supports the production of more synovial fluid. It doesn't matter where your joints hurt or how many stuffs you've tried without any difference. The 2-in-1 arthritis combo completely restores the joints and banishes arthritis pains in only 90 days. It works like ibuprofen, diclofenac, and other pain relief drugs to eliminate the pains in your joint, but without all of the nasty side effects of these drugs. It doesn't give you headaches or make you vomit. You don't need to increase your dosage every 2 weeks as you do with painkillers. And several international studies have proven that none of the ingredients contains harmful substances that can damage the kidneys, the liver, or the heart. Many of which are the long-term effects of taking most arthritis formulations and pain relievers. The 2-in-1 arthritis destroyer works both from the outside and the inside. It's like a 2-in-1 ritual that erases stiffness, swelling, and pains all around your body, so you have the energy to handle anything life throws at you. Want to play more with your grandkids? You got it. Want to have more sex with your spouse? It's yours. Can I go ahead and share more details about Boscure and Boniac? Beautiful, awesome. Boscure is a pill that you take only at night before you go to bed, and it works overnight to ensure you wake up feeling energized the next day. It goes inside and stops those inflammatory proteins from attacking your synovial fluid, which is your joint's life support. And it also helps your body to regrow new healthy cartilages and stop that pain forever. Boniac, on the other hand, is an easy dry cream you massage into your affected joints. It starts from the outside, reduces the swelling of those joints, and helps you stop the constant flare-ups. Boniac contains natural phytonutrients that can unlock those stiffened joints with ease, so you can start sleeping well at night and go about your day with unbeatable energy. Boniac and Boscure is like the bread and butter, but for your joints. They work hand in hand to help you erase years of torture from arthritis. You'll be convinced right from the first time you try them that they work. It doesn't matter whether your joint pain is caused by osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, an accident, or any other cause. Boniac and Boscure is guaranteed to completely restore perfectly new and pain-free joints in just 3 months. It takes less than 10 minutes each day to get Boniac and Boscure into your system, so you are literally buying yourself a full day of free, painless, and smooth joints with only 10 minutes. You agree with me that this is a bargain anyone should be willing to make. And if you don't have just 10 minutes a day to get Boniac and Boscure into your system, this combo is probably not for you. And I would like you to quit this presentation and give other people the chance to try out this combo. I noticed a big difference the very first week I tried Boniac and Boscure. It felt like someone finally loosened the tight screw in my knee that was causing me pains. Then it started working on my back too. I noticed the sharp pain when I tried to bend over was gradually leaving and they no longer feel sore. My biggest fear was that the pains have just gone temporarily and that they would come back like painkillers, and I would have to increase my dosage with time. But I was shocked that the pain continued to reduce every week until it totally disappeared. I thought I was going to experience headaches, flare-ups, and lightheadedness like the ones from the drugs I've tried over the years. But none of them ever popped up. Every day was just a day that I could move those joints more and more and experience even lesser pain than the previous. And that's when I was convinced that this 2-in-1 arthritis destruction formula works. My joints were completely renewed in 90 days and I haven't looked back since then. The pain disappeared and they haven't shown up ever since. I no longer have to drag myself out of bed every morning and look up to a long day of horror. Instead, I go through each day with sky-high energy to help me walk without feeling disturbed at all. And when I get home, I become the life of the party. In short, my 5-year-long arthritis was gone in 3 short months. Then it hit me that I would be very selfish to keep this powerful secret to myself, when over 2 million innocent Nigerians are suffering from one form of arthritis or the other, on a roller coaster of buying new painkillers every week, getting more bracelets, creams, gloves, and other kinds of stuff that hide the pain. I asked Dr. Amar if it was okay for me to share the news about these florals with more people, and I'm glad that he agreed. The word got out. People started hearing about these florals, and that's when things escalated. Friends, families, friends of friends, and even people I have never seen before started reaching out to learn more about Boniac and Boscure. Every single time people tried this joint support formula, they report that the grueling pains in their knees, hands, fingers, necks, backs magically disappeared. They will leave and become evangelists of this combo, and then even more people would reach out for my help. What started as a small way to appreciate God for restoring my joints and fixing my pain has started a revolution in the joint pain industry. Thousands of Nigerians and people worldwide are now raving about the 2-in-1 arthritis combo. Before trying Boniac and Boscure, my right shoulder had limited range, and raising that hand over my head was very painful. Large amounts of glucosamine sulfate I have taken over the years, but it didn't make a difference. But your formula completely wiped out the pain in just 90 days. My knees are no longer sore walking from the gate to my office every morning. It no longer hurts getting out of bed, and I can now sit for 2 hours for the Sunday service without feeling pains or numbness, all thanks to Boniac and Boscure. Armed robbers shot my left knee about 12 years ago. None of the stuff I got in the hospital worked or stopped the pains. Your Boniac and Boscure removed the pains in 3 months. My hip pain started at the age of 58. The pain was so severe that I feel like if I knew my bones would break. I tried every single herb I could get a hold of. I am on the 5th week of Boniac and Boscure, and I have seen real improvement. I honestly didn't believe this would work one bit for my back pain of 6 years when I tried it out, because I have already bought a lot of stuff in the past without any success. I'm surprised that the pain has completely gone away in my 3rd month. I no longer feel the pains when I try to open a bottle or something. My grip strength has greatly improved. People who have various kinds of arthritis are now getting completely healed with new joints in only 90 days. People who have had arthritis for up to 17 years are recovering from the soul-crushing pain just as much as people who haven't had arthritis for up to 2 years. And they are saying things like, I have tried over 15 supplements in the last 3 years, but Boniac and Boscure works the best. Virtually no pain in my knee again, and the x-ray shows that I am growing new cartilages there. I no longer feel the pains in my ankle when I drive again. My doc was already recommending a knee replacement surgery to me because we've tried several drugs and even heat therapy without success. This is the first time my doctor and I agree that we are seeing great improvement, and I'll take it for the 2 remaining months and feed you back. I can finally sleep well at night and won't wake up without feeling paralyzed from the stiffening and painful joints. I am free from a nightmare of pain. I had pain in my knee joint that made it difficult getting to sleep. Also, my right knee hurt with every step. The pain is much less now and it's easier to sleep too. My dad's life had almost come to a standstill. All he wanted was to sit without pain and play with the children. Now, he even helps the kids with their homework without squeezing at all. Most of the cracking pain in my knee is gone. I noticed a good improvement in my shoulder joint. I had a lot of pain all over before I started using Boniac and Boscure. Listen, we have 2,000 testimonials like this in our archive, but I don't want to take any more time. So the next question you're probably asking is, how can you try out Boniac and Boscure? How much will it cost you to do something that has a safe and long-lasting effect on your joint too? Well, before that, you shouldn't be thinking of this as a cost at all. This is an investment in your long-term health, which is the most important investment you could ever make. I'm talking about eliminating the constant arthritic pains and flare-ups and transforming every aspect of your health so you can get back to enjoying life again without the worry, cost and inconvenience of arthritis. The decision to walk away and save money today will not just cost you your health and many years of your life. It will also cost you hundreds of thousands, even millions of naira too. You know how much you have invested in buying drugs, creams, gloves, and bracelets so far. Yet, they've done nothing to help you boost the supply of your synovial fluid, or anything at all to combat the effect of the inflammatory proteins you eat regularly that are silently damaging your joints by the day. How much more are you going to spend in the coming years if you do not find a lasting solution? You can clearly see that the decision to invest a tiny amount today will not only transform your health and happiness, but it will also save you a huge amount of money over the next 10, 20, 30 years or more. And not just for you, but for your loved ones too. Just imagine the joy in everyone's faces when you bounce back and become your energetic former self. So tell me, how much would you pay to avoid paying drilling holes in your pocket every month on ordinary pain relievers for the rest of your life? How much value do you place your health on and the happiness of your family? How much would you be willing to invest to protect yourself and your loved ones from the pain and suffering that goes hand in hand with your lifetime of taking care of you like a baby again? Whatever that figure is in your head, forget it. Because the last thing I want is for money to be a factor in your decision. I have a job that's paying me enough to take care of my family with ease. This is not about making as much money as possible. We just want you to experience what it feels like to have strong bones and live pain-free as you did in your 20s again. I want to empower you with the tools you need to put a stop to the pain that is letting life pass you by, so you have the energy to be there for the people that depend on you the most. My goal is to help as many people as possible to defeat their arthritis, and I'm happy to say that number has crossed 3,500 people, minus the tens of thousands of people who heard about Boniac and Boscure through Dr. Amar and other raving fans of his work across the world. I expect you to spend upwards of 100,000 every month to get these florals yourself because most of them are extremely rare. You must also be ready to spend time and money waiting to receive your shipment from overseas. If you decide to go ahead with it, how are you going to assess the quality of each flora? How are you going to extract and mix the phytonutrient inside them in the right proportion? You can also decide to go online and look for a supplement that claims to contain these phytonutrients. Just don't be surprised if the pain doesn't reduce at all. Most manufacturers use very little quantities of these florals, and the rest of them just put false ingredients on their bottles. We all know truly natural formulas are not cheap because they usually take a lot of testing under critical conditions for safety and purity. And when it comes to the treatment of diseases like arthritis, they are usually a you get what you pay for thing. You can't expect to buy a duplex at the price of a bungalow. This explains why the price of Boniac and Boscure is not necessarily cheap. A lot of testing, inspection, and quality control goes into each production batch. They had to meet certain standards or the entire batch gets scrapped and started all over again. You will agree with me that is a lot of work and money too. So to keep the price of Boniac and Boscure as affordable as possible, we have decided to eliminate the middlemen and pharmacy stores for now. That way, you don't have to bear any of the additional cost from the profit of the pharmacy stores. This also means that the only way to try out Boniac and Boscure is only through this website. Now to the price. The regular price for Boniac and Boscure is 69,300 for a month pack. And many people who have broken free from their arthritis are happy to invest 3 times that amount, especially since it only takes a 3-month pack to fully recover from arthritis. But no one is going to ask you for anything like that today. Because you have watched this video this far, it means you are highly interested in this. You are officially qualified for a limited time to take advantage of the discount on our last restock. We would like to offer you Boniac and Boscure risk-free at a special rate if you're lucky to place your order while the remaining packs are still available. Just today alone, or while we still have some packs left, you have a unique opportunity to try out Boniac and Boscure for the special fee below this video. But remember, this offer is only valid for today or until the remaining 148 packs are completely sold. I can guarantee that this supply will become completely gone in a few days because of the number of orders we are used to getting. The marketing guy said we can get about 2,500 people to watch this video every day, which means there's a very high likelihood that we are sold out while you're still watching this video. And when they do sell out, you would have to shell out the normal 69,300 naira per month for a pack of Boniac and Boscure, and probably have to endure the pain for a few more weeks, maybe even months while we restock. Once again, you will never find Boniac and Boscure in any pharmacy you walk into. The only way to try them out is via the options on this page. Select the package below and lock in your order before someone else takes it. Since early 2019, it's a great honor that we are on track to help 10,000 Nigerians brighten up and put a genuine smile back on their faces when their stiff, swollen and painful joints have become a thing of the past. And they can go about their days without the secret fear of being tied to a desk, the bed, or even a wheelchair at some point later in their lives. Boniac and Boscure is the arthritis destroying and joint support formula that the big arthritis industry secretly prays you never find out about. Maybe the big pharmaceutical companies will finally shut it down with their budget. Maybe no. Whatever happens, you can be free from facing a lifetime of torture and pains by investing in Boniac and Boscure long before that happens. Follow the instructions below this video to get started on a risk-free basis. This formula is gaining popularity even though they are trying so hard to silence it. Why? The reason is simple: our amazing customer experience. Past users tell us that time and time again, Boniac and Boscure is the only natural arthritis-destroying formula that doesn't cause flare-ups, headaches, nausea, redness, or any of the other common side effects of pain relief meds. Plus, the result from them is instant, long-lasting, and works for almost everybody too. As a way of saying thank you for trusting us, if you decide to invest in the complete and most popular 3-month pack, you will get to save more on each bottle because our logistics fees drop significantly too. Kindly use that extra money to take yourself and your spouse to a nice dinner or just buy about anything that makes you happy. While you wait to be wowed by Boniac and Boscure, all you have to do is take an easy to swallow pill from Boscure at night. Then, you massage a small quantity of Boniac on the painful and swollen joints. Sit back and watch the magic happen. Because of the deep discounts and the guarantee that you don't have to risk an out-of-stock message on the 2 and the complete 3-month plan, they sell out much faster than the single month plans. So, select the package that suits your budget right away. If we still have stock available from this batch, you'll be asked to fill out a simple form telling us where you want us to ship your order. And there's no need to worry about getting scammed or something like that. We run a simple pay on delivery model, which means you only pay when you have received your order. Also, delivery is free too to pay anything. Kindly ensure that you will be physically and financially available to receive your order before you place it. We have lost a lot of money shipping to people who end up not showing up or giving excuses. And if this continues, we might have to cancel the pay on delivery model, which means more people will not get to try out this amazing formula. I encourage you to act now if you're serious about your health and the happiness of your family. When this batch is sold out, the offer will be removed immediately and Boniac and Boscure will return to its regular price of 69,300 naira. But right now, you have the opportunity to pay only a little amount per day to help you break free from the constant pain that's gradually leaving you paralyzed and experience the power of the phytonutrients in Boniac and Boscure. There's only one way to figure out if Boniac and Boscure can help you eliminate the nagging joint pain and swelling in your hands, knees, hips, necks, fingers, and back so you can start spending more time with your children and grandchildren. It's simply by trying them out yourself. But before you do, if you're a bit skeptical about whether Boniac and Boscure will work for you, I completely understand. You've been lied to for a long time. You've been bombarded by a lot of adverts on drugs by the social media and even a few selfish doctors who are paid commissions to push those drugs. This is probably not the first time you're seeing something online that promises to fix your arthritis. Why should you trust Boniac and Boscure? The answer is simple. I believe in this combo so much that I'm willing to make a deal with you right now. Just try Boniac and Boscure for 90 days. If you do not feel noticeable improvement in the pains, start sleeping better and wake up pain-free so you can go through your day without stress, I will give you a complete refund. That's how confident I am that Boniac and Boscure will create a total health transformation, even if you've used up your entire supply and you're not completely satisfied for any reason whatsoever. I'll still return every penny of your money. You won't get to go through stress when you ask for your return. I have instructed my assistant to make the refund fast and easy for everyone. This 90-day money-back guarantee allows you to try out Boniac and Boscure with absolutely zero risk. Simply select a package that suits your budget below and feel free to stock up on the complete 3-month plan. Then fill out the simple form that shows up with your correct details. We'll contact you as soon as possible and you can have your own supply of Boniac and Boscure in as little as 2 days from now. Again, the special offer we have today only lasts until we completely sell out the 148 packs we have today, after which the price will go back to the regular 69,300 naira per month. Now let's get serious and discuss what will most likely happen if you don't decide to start making some real changes today. The reality is that unless you are lucky to find a formula like Boniac and Boscure that helps you improve your synovial fluid and also fight against inflammatory proteins, your body will continue to get worse as you get older if you do nothing to stop it. The pain you're dealing with now and how it's making your days very stressful will not go anywhere. They will not go away on their own, and you know that. You can decide to continue increasing the dosage of pain relief drugs to mask the pain and deal with the headaches, nausea, flare-ups, and other horrible side effects that come with them. But not just that, a significant number of people have developed kidney failure, heart attack, and liver damage from taking painkillers over a long period. You could also continue to buy ordinary pain relief creams. You know you're only hiding the pain, while your arthritis continues to get worse inside. Of course, you can also decide to go for a replacement surgery which can cost more than 1.5 million naira and has very slim chances of success on your first trial. What if you stick to buying compression socks, gloves, bracelets and all? You most likely experience the same disappointing results from them too. This is what the arthritis industry wants you to continue doing. Continue buying from them forever. But you can decide to take the easy way out. Skip the pain and disappointment that comes from trying something else only for the pain to pop up after a few days even stronger. When you consider the fact that you only have to use Boniac and Boscure for 3 months, you immediately see that it's cheaper than whatever you're using at the moment. And the deal gets even better because you can take advantage of the remaining packs and save even more money on the regular price of Boniac and Boscure. Plus, you can get all your money back if it doesn't work. 1 pill a day of Boscure and a slight massage of Boniac into the affected joints can have such a remarkable impact on all aspects of your life. Imagine the joy in your heart when you realize you can get out of bed without feeling even the slightest pain. The good vibes that come from going about your day without the soreness and burning sensation in your joints. I want you to picture yourself walking about, bending over, opening bottles, driving long distances, and all without feeling a single pain. How much more time would you be able to spend with your family when those pains disappear? How much will you or your performance at work improve when you can focus and work without experiencing those stitch pains again? You will be able to sleep better, have better relationship with your spouse, and become a better parent for your kids. Stop imagining because this could be your reality in the next 90 days. And I'm even willing to bear all the risk today. Just try it for 90 days. If you're not impressed, you will get a complete refund with no questions asked. Thanks to Boniac and Boscure. More than 3,500 Nigerians are currently connecting back with their families without the shame of having to hide their pains from friends and families again, or having to explain how much their joints hurt to people who just can't understand. In fact, here's what people are saying about Boniac and Boscure. I had pain in my left leg that made it difficult to sleep. The pain is much lesser now and I sleep better. I like the fact that Boniac doesn't cause itching or redness on my gentle skin, plus it works fast too. Boniac and Boscure has helped my wife to become active again. She's able to cook and go to work without the pain in her right thumb and lower back again. They are coming in with swollen, stiff and painful joints that are weighing them down with so much pain, and they are working out just 90 days later with completely renewed joints and zero fear of being crippled at any point in their life. Plus, they have stopped burning a hole in their pockets every month by buying these harmful pain-hiding chemicals while the condition continues to get worse on the inside. I believe I've done a great job to explain everything that can end those throbbing pains you have today. So it's now time to make your decision. Will you keep doing what you've been doing? Or will you allow me to walk you out of this life laden with painful, stiffened and swollen joints around the clock? This is a time to do something for yourself and be there for people that matter in your life. I think you know the button to click. Select the package that suits your budget before it's too late. I wish you all the best of luck. Oh, if you're still here, I thought you might have some other questions. So here are the most frequent questions we get and the answers to help you out. How does Boniac and Boscure work again? Boniac and Boscure are made from floras that contain anti-inflammatory phytonutrients that can restore the normal production of the synovial fluid. Normal production of the synovial fluid helps lubricate stiff joints, relieve soreness, and protect and regrow your cartilages. And this can help you get rid of your arthritis. Does it work? And will it really work for me? The ingredients in Boniac and Boscure are backed by clinical studies with real human subjects. This means you probably never find the solution as proven and science-backed as Boniac and Boscure. And will it work for you? Boniac and Boscure have been proven by the experiences of more than 3,500 Nigerians the last time I checked. People like Mr. Eze from Port Harcourt, who has finally stopped the creaking noise and throbbing pain in his shoulder joint, and Mrs. Ruth Augustus, whose pain was so intense that her doctor advised her to go for surgery, who now says the intense pain is no longer existent, and her doctor was surprised to see her walking without crutches again. There are thousands of people like this in our testimonial file, and we can't wait to have yours too. But of course, we are all different. The only way to know if they'll work for you is for you to try them out. Try Boniac and Boscure using the special risk-free offer on this page. Are there any side effects? Boniac and Boscure have been certified as completely safe by thousands of happy customers. We haven't seen any side effects from the experiences of myself and our customers. It's one of the most safest formulas for the human body. How long until I get my order? You get your order under 72 hours, no matter wherever you stay, and the delivery is free. How does this guarantee work again? You have full 3 months to go through your Boniac and Boscure order today. If you're not pleased with the result, simply contact us and we will issue you a refund quickly and easily. Grab your own supply at the special sale right now and get ready to say goodbye to watching life pass you by. Congratulations for watching this. I can't wait to have your testimony in the next 90 days too. Select the package that suits your budget below.